Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Gorgeously Bold Moments. I am so excited today. We are victorious today. We're talking about victory. We're talking about overcoming obstacles. We're talking about health challenges and how do we overcome that. So today I'm joined by a very dear friend of mine and also a client at Gorgeously Bold. Her name is Kea. Stay tuned to hear more from her. We're thankful to God. She is a survivor. She has survived a very serious illness. Illness. Kea was diagnosed with breast cancer, and thank God she is here with us today. Proudly survived cancer. Kea, thank you so much, my darling, for joining us. Thank you. I'm truly grateful that she has finally agreed to share her story with us. Thank you, darling.
Thank you for having me.
You know, when just the word cancer, I personally, for me, when I hear it, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, you sort of like think terminal
death.
Yeah, death. And at the same time, me as a black person, as a black South African, I'm sure you can testify to that also. It was something that was very foreign to us many years ago. You know, we've always heard of it, but it was it is not for us. You know, what do you say about that myth, though?
With me, I don't know whether I should start with how I found out about.
Yes. I'd like for you to actually start. Yeah.
Okay. So in 2017. Actually, let me start in 2013 rather. My mother passed away in 2011, not 13, sorry. So I was then diagnosed with chronic depression.
In 2011?
In 2011,
okay.
Yes. So she passed away in 2011, I was diagnosed with chronic depression. Then I had an incident in 2014 where I tried to commit suicide. Now, the issue of, it's not issues that I'm ready to talk about, really, because I think that one of my purposes is to heal people.
Yeah.
So I have not healed on those specific issues.
Yeah.
So I won't dwell into the nitty-gritties.
Yeah. And I must say that you've got a healing spirit. I mean, when I first met you, there's something very calm about you. There's something very comforting, very loving, and very, positive about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, so in 2014 I tried to commit suicide. And then 2014, yes. And then in 2017, something else triggered my depression. And then I tried again. I'm also not ready to talk about that. But that's leading to how I got to find out about the cancer.
Yeah.
So 2017, July, I tried to commit suicide. I drank tablets. Obviously, I survived. Now, I was then taken into a mental institution for a period of time. Now, while you are on treatment and stuff, you are motivated. They motivate you to do things and so on. So I was in hospital, and I don't like working kamatsoho, so I'm not like you. I'm not crafty. So when you do these treatments, they want you to be arts, to be creative and stuff. So those sessions I refused to attend. And I told.
So what did you replace that with? If you
I told my psychologist that if you want me to be more depressed, then make me do art. And then he said to me, okay, you can go and rest or do whatever it is that you want to do. So on this day, I was feeling motivated. So I'm like, let me go to the dentist, check out my teeth. And then I did a checkup, and stuff. And when I was getting out of the dentist consulting rooms, I remembered that I've got a lump.
Yeah.
I've got a very small lump on my left breast.
You've always had it, or it was?
I discovered it after I gave birth to my daughter. Got 2014.
Okay.
And then, but it was one of those things. It's just a lump, you know.
But if we were to maybe go back to the 2014 when you had that lump, was it cancerous? Did you have it checked out?
No, I didn't. It was just a small lump, so I couldn't possibly have cancer, you know. So I thought, because I'm bypassing time, let me just get in more with this doctor at the hospital. I said to him, you know, I've been having this lump, and he says to me, he felt it. It was a small lump. So he says to me.
So the lump was the small lump from 2014 until you got to okay. So there was no growth or anything.
It wasn't that big. And then he says to me, okay, how old are you? So I'm 32. And he says, okay, I doubt it's cancer, but anyway, let's check. Let's have it checked. He did a biopsy. So a biopsy is when they get to the matter and they pull up to get a sample checked out. So, and then that was in August. Then he said to me, okay, they're having it checked out. And then I was discharged from the depression issue. And then on the 1st of September, I was called in to come and get my results. A different doctor. And then he says to me, I'm sorry to inform you that you have cancer. And then I was like, okay.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, but funny enough, he was shocked at my reaction. And
what was your reaction?
Did you hear? I just said you have cancer. Funny enough, this spirit of fighting just came upon me. Right there. And then I said to him, okay, it's on the one breast. What stage is it at? He's like, stage 2, meaning that it has already moved to the under your arms. To the And then he says to me, so I say to him, so what's the plan?
What's the next thing?
What's the next step? What do we do? He's like, no, you first go and get digested. Inform your family. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm getting out of here with a plan. I wasn't even crying then. I just had strength.
And you're expecting a plan from him?
Yes, I'm expecting a plan from him. I'm saying to him, so now, what do you suggest? He says, no, we have to do a mastectomy. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, you have to cut your entire left breast because it has already moved to the lymphs. So there's no way I can save your entire breast. Then I'm like, why don't you remove the other breast? And he's like, no, there's no need to remove the other breast. I think
why would you say that?
With me,
why would you want the other
breasts don't define me. I was more worried that the other breast could easily get infected. I see. So we must just get rid of the breast. So it was a funny moment because I had attempts of suicide, you know, and I think that it's so different when you are dealing with depression. I was drinking tablets and I was managing it. But then when I got the diagnosis of cancer, I'm like, I'm really gonna die. So the previous times I tried to commit suicide, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out today if I really wanted to die. But at that moment I knew that I don't want to die. Even though a month before I tried to kill myself, but I'm like, I'm gonna die.
And I don't want
to die. So I had to fight. So then he says to me, okay, I'm like, when can you remove this? And he says, after 2 to 3 weeks.
Sure.
And I said, okay, we're going to do that.
So you and it's quite funny, right? You have wanted to take your life, and now you're faced with something terminal, right? Like, but now, God, please hear me. Let's just rewind. I'm sorry, I don't want to do it again. And you were ready to fight. The fighting spirit came on. Sure. And then the healing. And what was the next step from there?
Okay, so I had the mastectomy. The breast was removed. I think it was late September 2017. I had to heal, of course, from the operation. So that I don't have a left breast. And then I started chemotherapy. Now, that's where I really knew now I had cancer, because chemotherapy makes you very weak. Your hair starts falling off. I lost weight. I think I wore clothes for another 11 to 12 years. I was being fed and stuff. But the most traumatic part was when my hair started falling off. Simply because when the breast was cut, because I don't associate myself with breasts that much. I was not as sad as when my hair started falling off. Because as a little girl, I've always liked long hair and stuff, and people laugh at me, but my head is big like my dad's. So it was a way of always hiding my head, the shape and the size and everything. So that was the most traumatic part, losing my hair. Because then those pictures that in movies come in now, it was very scary.
And I've seen you without a wig once or a couple of times.
Yes, yeah.
You look absolutely stunning. I mean, we are not our hair girl. Like,
No,
we just
we're
love
not
the
our
wigs,
hair.
but we
Yeah, then I discovered actually no, I look good in this.
100%.
So
You
it's
look amazing.
one of the things that the journey helped me with,
Yeah.
self-acceptance,
Yeah.
self-awareness, and I would then I did chemo for a couple of months. I think it was 5 months or so. Then I took a break. Then there's a part or a session called radiation. I did that for a month or so. Radiation is when you go under certain light every single day for a period of a month. So I had to drive to Pretoria, and it's where they burn the cancer cells that might have been left after the chemo and everything. So that is another experience on its own, because you literally burn. You don't feel the heat, but after a while, it's like you've burned, and you know when your skin starts peeling. So yeah, then it's painful and stuff. Then I went through that, and then after that, the hair started growing and so on. So as we speak at the moment, I'm on treatment for 5 years. My 5 years is ending at 2023. So I drink tablets every night at a certain time, and I go for my annual checkups and mastectomies. Every year I have to go for a mastectomy. And
is that also for the 5 years, or
I think that's
life?
forever. I think that's for life. But the treatment, the pills that I drink,
It's for 5 years.
It's for 5 years. Yeah.
Sure. This is it's heavy. It's it's something that quite honestly we see it on the movies. We don't really. I mean, I've never. I mean, we and I we basically had a conversation around the cancer gene, but on a very brief. The stuff is not as detailed as, and it's sort of like touching into me right now. And so in that healing process, what sort of support did you have?
You know what? With me, I'm one person. When I'm having a traumatic experience, I want to deal with it by myself. I'm not the type of person that wants to be called every day and asked how you are. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. So it's also during that time where I learned how to tell people how to treat me. Like I would say, Lesego, in all honesty, my friend, I know that you want to be there for me, but just give me some space. So what healed me personally was the space. I was very vocal about how I wanted to be treated. And now obviously my immediate family was there, and they would help me with day-to-day chores and stuff and things that I had to do. And also during that time, the psychology of a person, I was doing my my BTech in communications, and my lecturers even said to me, just take a break. And my doctor said, no, you can't.
Keep busy.
You can't, because chemo affects your short-term memory. It will be very difficult for you to concentrate. And I said to them, well, I'm not giving up. So my nephew came to live with me, and he would help me study, and he would, I'm sure wherever he is now, he's also a communication specialist. It's just that he wasn't writing the exams. So he would actually, I would repeat things, and he would try to drill it into me.
Patience.
Yeah, and we did it together as a team. And that was the greatest support system that I had, because I managed to pass.
Yeah.
And I managed to graduate in record time, when the lectures and the doctors were telling me otherwise. So that's how important your mindset is.
So in terms of so this is not just for you, right? I'm talking about many other people that are probably going through what you went through. The medical status in South Africa. I'm gonna guess that you were on medical aid, and I'm gonna guess that you went to the private hospitals. Do you think our public hospitals, public services, do they have the right facilities for such treatments? Have you? I mean, how far? And I know you do a lot of research. We're gonna talk about your foundation also in a little while. You know, how do we have systems in place in the public sectors?
You know, I realize you're right. I'm on medical aid. I'm very blessed. I realized then how important medical aid is, and it actually came to my mind during that time. I wonder how people in
that situation,
public sector work. And I also started doing research, and I would see that it sometimes takes five years for a person on a waiting list, while the cancer is eating you up alive. So, as you were saying, we'd talk about the foundation. That is when I thought of the foundation. That, you know, I might not be able to change the medical system of the country, but I could possibly do my bit, because these people come from Mpumalanga and all over the country, having an appointment, for instance, in Pretoria. Now, there are issues of people, and stuff, and they're getting cold while waiting and stuff. So that's where I thought that perhaps the foundation could come in,
help create awareness.
And where we can offer food or whatever it is, where people have to wait in queues and so on. But our medical
health system is just so sad. I mean, there are a lot of public hospitals, but the question is, what kind of services do they offer? You know, do they make a provision for people that would go through the same type of thing that you went through? You know, even worse. You know, it's just very sad, and I feel like. But I know that there's also a number of people that have invested in a couple of foundations to see how they can meet government help for it to sort of help. But I feel like, you know, it's something that should be given, because we're talking about people's lives here. You know, should be given urgent attention. You know, not to one of those things we're gonna wait on for government to do certain things. I really feel like they should prioritize people's lives. Fix up the things that are supposed to be fixing. I mean, we're talking right now, we're going through pandemic, you know, COVID-19. The hospitals are in a state, you know. So that's just one of the sad things that as South Africans we are faced with, you know. But we can only have, from our side, we can only have to talk about it and create awareness, and hopefully somebody out there with the facilities and the resources can, you know, do certain things to fast track the fixing of things. Perhaps you mentioned something about a foundation. I know that you have formed a foundation. Do you want to maybe share with us about your foundation?
Okay, the foundation is Kealeboga Tlaila Foundation.
Kealeboga is a name.
Yes. So I was diagnosed in 2017, like I said. So in 2018, I thought to myself, you know, maybe God is saying something to me. Maybe I should take this journey to heal others, to show them that it's possible. And that's when the foundation idea came up, with the aim of creating cancer awareness. In particular, in where I come from, there are many farming areas, very, very rural areas. So my aim was to reach those rural areas, to speak to the women in those areas in a language that they understand, and to say to them, I got diagnosed at the age of 32, where I didn't have a family history. We don't have a family history. So it can happen to them also. You know, it's not a myth that it's a white disease or what. Yeah, it can happen to any of us.
It's not that it used to be like that. It was a myth.
It was a myth.
Never like that.
Yeah, it was a myth.
Correctly,
yeah, so it can happen to anyone. So that's where it came in, to basically it's to create cancer awareness. But now also, very close to my heart, I'm a product of a farm school. So then I thought I should extend the scope of the foundation. I come from a farm school. When I was in grade 1, in sub A and sub B.
Sub A, sub B.
Yes, long ago.
Yeah.
So when I was at the farm school, I wasn't there because I was poor. The only reason why I was there is because we lived in a township, so my parents felt in Potchefstroom. So my parents felt that there's too much instability because of riots and stuff.
Yeah.
So the only stability I could get is at a farm school, because you wouldn't have riots and disturbances and stuff. So I wasn't there because we couldn't afford. So both my parents were teachers, so that says to you that I could afford to be in a normal school, or not a normal school, rather a township school. So at that time, I would go to school. I felt a bit out. I was the only one with shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah,
all the other kids didn't have shoes. I didn't like that. I had a school bag. They used plastics, and there are times where I would put my books in
to
fit
in. Yeah.
And funny enough, the teachers also treated me differently, because I came from the location.
And both your parents are teachers.
And they know them. And at that time, the kids had to have cheesecop. But I had the privilege of having hair.
I know this so well. I know that
I had the privilege, and I had the privilege of having my hair. Oh, that made me feel out. There were toilets, there were pit toilets.
Yeah.
I used the pit toilets with the teachers because it was me. So I didn't actually like, I felt very out. And then I had the opportunity to go to a Model C school. Then when I got there, I saw differences. It was another end of the spectrum. There, everybody had school shoes. Everybody had proper uniform. There were fans in the class. There were heaters. There were toilets.
Yeah.
Every class had a computer. And I remember I was 9 years old, and I thought to myself, but then there's a problem where I come from. It's not like this. And I thought to myself,
much of a difference from one to the end.
And I thought to myself, you know what? When I work, I'm going to. I remember I thought I was going to earn 20,000 as a 9-year-old. And I said to myself, when I work, I'm going to buy computers for the farm school that I come from, because it's not fair that these kids have so much comfort compared to where I come from. And I think that's where my passion for farm schools has always been, and I've always had it at the back of my mind. And I thought to myself, you know, when I formed the foundation, I thought to myself, that's one of the areas I should look at. And so as a result, we have donated.
So the foundation is not only about creating awareness for cancer; it's also about developing the farm schools.
Yeah. So those are my passions.
Okay.
That's why I said. That's where I thought I can't forget about the farm schools.
Yeah.
So it would be. I think that is why the name is also not a cancer name. It doesn't only speak to cancer. It's my brand. It's who I am. So that farm school experience or background or foundation is something that I thought I can bring it in, because it has always bothered me.
Is it something that you're doing on your own, or do you have other people that have partnered with you to offer assistance?
Yeah. So at the moment. I've got friends. I'm very blessed to have friends who believe me, who believe in me, who believe in my dream. So far, we have donated school shoes. Last year, we donated school shoes to a farm school where I stay, in an area where I stay. Those were donations from friends and family. Now, at the moment, there's also a school that has approached me. We are busy with another shoe drive. So at the moment we're still busy with schools, with shoes. But I will. I'm hoping that the foundation will do anything, whether it's playgrounds, whether it's uniform clothes or food or whatever, but anything that's related to that farm school environment.
How many schools do you have under your foundation now?
So I'm looking at adopting one in our area. I'm still going to get into talks with the Department of Education to see how you actually get to adopt a school. I think because of COVID, the momentum died. But we are starting again. We're getting the ball rolling again.
Yeah.
So that would be another element of my interest, and also the issue of mental health. So those are the three things that have affected me.
Yeah.
The farm school environment, my mental health, and cancer. So that is basically what the foundation wants to look at.
Yeah. And in case anybody else out there listening, and perhaps maybe they might want to come on board to offer assistance, what sort of assistance are you open to? Just about anything that they can offer, obviously in relation to what you've discussed?
I'm open to anything. If you've got old clothes, whether it's private clothes or whatever it is.
Whatever it is to enhance people's lives.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe soccer coaching.
Anything.
Anything, right?
Whether you've got anything.
Yeah. This is very warming. It's very heartwarming. It's always to see people that are, we don't only talk about change, but we are driving that change ourselves, you know. This is absolutely amazing. I know that there's a lot of issues in the country, right? Everybody has gone through, or we're still going through things, but I mean, if we can get out of our own comfort zones to change someone's life, whether it's one or two, I mean, you're doing the most. I mean, it's a farm schools, it's cancer awareness, and I'm sure. What are some of the challenges, especially when the cancer awareness project? What are some of the challenges that you would have experienced? Maybe I don't know whether would it be resistance, especially from people that are coming from, like it's a myth, we don't know what you're talking about.
Funny enough, the people that I've reached out to have given me very positive responses. So I've not met anybody who's put me down or say, it won't happen to me or anything. People are actually always willing to listen to me and to ask questions and stuff. So I've not had any resistance so far.
Sure. Guys, I've had a very good talk with Kea. I've enjoyed her. If you have enjoyed this chat with us, please remember to like, please remember to subscribe, remember to comment, and we've got her details on the screen where you can reach out to her, and maybe hopefully you want to contribute to her Kealeboga Foundation. Let's help each other. So remember, if you like this, remember to hit the bell. And thank you so much for the comments that keep on coming. Thank you so much for the WhatsApp messages that I get from you, encouraging us to do this that we do. Thank you so much, Kea. I really appreciate the chat. Guys, let's continue to make a difference. Thank you for enjoying the moment.